Welcome to the second class of our Upskill course on Spiritist Education, from Mummy's Belly to Adulthood. In this class, we are going to study the development of newborns, infants, and toddlers. But before we start, let's understand a little bit about which age group they are at. We can divide them into 3 stages. The newborns from 0 to 3 months, infants from 3 months to 12 months, and toddlers from 1 to 3 years old. They are in 2 development stages according to Piaget. The sensory-motor stage from birth to 2 years old, and the pre-operational stage, which starts at the age of 2 until 7. UNESCO states that the period from birth to 8 years old is one of remarkable brain development for children. and it represents a crucial window of opportunities for education. UNESCO believes early childhood care and education that is truly inclusive is much more than just the preparation for the primary school. It can be the foundation for emotional well-being and learning throughout life, and also one of the best investments a country can make, as it promotes holistic development, gender equality, and social cohesion, meaning that the foundation, the basis are extremely important. And as we said in our first class, the sooner we start, the better. If we have the possibility to start talking about Spiritism even before birth in the womb, that is amazing. It is the best gift that we can give our children. As Spiritists, we understand that our present life has started way before conception. It actually started at the planned incarnation, when we, with the help of our mentors, our guides, and our guardian angels, plan our life, our missions, and our trials, among so many other things. Life becomes official at conception, when our physical body starts being formed right away. In the womb, after only 24 hours of life, all genetic information is already contained in a single cell, from the color of our eyes to the talents and aptitudes. The baby feels the vibrations of the environment. Everything is registered. For example, the sound, and especially the mother's voice. Being in the womb is like receiving postcards from the outside world. Postcards that tell us what the world is like, if it is dangerous or not, if it is stressful or calm, if it has food or not. And as we still don't know anything, we learn from these messages. Then, after birth, the babies will recognize what they have learned in the womb. Before birth, on the first and the second months, the brain starts to form, and we already have developed into a small being which grows at a rate of 1 million cells per second. Our heart starts beating, and we are 10,000 times bigger than we were at conception. This is a crucial point in neurological development. The brain grows at a rate of 100,000 cells per minute. It is still very small and can be damaged. Traumas or stressful situations can cause future learning problems. If the mother relaxes and stays healthy, the brain can develop to its full potential. Then, from months 3 to 4, we begin to respond to stimuli. The sense of smell is developing, and exposure to toxins can be very harmful. The ears begin to form, and the baby is already able to hear and feel the mother's voice and the mother's heart. Growth is accelerating. The head represents about half of the body. Baby learns some movements. If the mother eats a wide variety of food, the baby learns how to appreciate this variety of tastes, and may become less picky about food in the future. Good musical taste can be stimulated too, as well as prayer, for example. If they receive little variety of nutrients, the baby will adapt its physiology to support its development. And this is called the fetal programming. The fetal programming is a concept that suggests certain events occurring during critical points of pregnancy that may cause permanent effects on the fetus and the infant long after birth. From the 5th month on, voices become clearer every day. The hair and the teeth start to appear, and the babies try movements, and they learn that for every action there is a reaction. And this is because of the mother's responses to their movements. The brain is divided into 2 hemispheres by the 6th month, which results in a development milestone. The eyes start to open and facial expressions start to appear, such as a smile. Around the 7th month, language starts to be learned. And this is why, after being born, babies feel comfortable listening to their own mother tongue and the voices of their parents. On the 8th month, babies spend most of their time sleeping. The brain is functional and the nervous system is ready. They are prepared to be born. Just before birth, by month 9, babies become more active, practicing motor skills and kicking. Natural birth is the best option to protect the baby with a stronger immune system. Right after being born, it is very important to put the baby in contact with the mother because this provides safety, warmth, happiness, and love. All things that will favor in the future learning success. This is also important for us to know because we are going to receive in our Spiritist Education classes pregnant mommies, and we can talk to them, we can help them understand what's going on inside of them with their babies. After birth, babies will recognize their mothers first, and then the people who were most present in their lives when in the womb. One concern people must have is related to the mother, because after the baby is born, she might experience some worries which have to be taken care of extremely carefully. The Spiritist Medical Association warns us about this issue. As it is a phase of many adaptations, the mother needs the support of family members. Ordinary situations, such as going to the bathroom, taking a shower, or trying to have a meal, for example, might cause stress. Mummies need to understand that they shouldn't live only for their babies. They must find time for taking care of themselves. And it is expected and understandable that a woman faces a depressed mood towards the end of her pregnancy and also after birth. Around 1/3 of pregnant and postpartum women experience some level of depression, of sadness, and of unhappiness. There are 2 situations that might cause suffering to mothers: the baby blues and the postpartum depression. They are both very serious and can cause serious problems. While baby blues is a common and temporary psychological stage, causing sudden mood swings from happiness to sadness in the blink of an eye, for example, crying for no apparent reason, feeling impatient, irritable, restless, anxious, lonely, and sad. Postpartum depression may lead to violence, severe depression, even suicide, or desire to hurt the baby. So, providing a safe environment for families in our Spiritist institutions is an very important action that can help mothers and families in this situation. We can offer our fraternal assistance and instruct the families to seek professional help. We can help them understand how to be a good parent, because this is actually in our genetics, which is affected by our experiences. We are biologically programmed for parenting. Otherwise, we would already have been extinct. Babies cannot figure this out by themselves. They need our care, they need our help. Of course, we can learn how to parent, but most of the times we will provide, offer, give from our own experiences. For example, as important as the eye contact may be, some don't do it because they simply didn't have it as babies. This is what is called epigenetics. It's the genes that affect this behavior, that respond to lived experiences. Learning through experience more than from genes. A Norwegian study on maternal behavior carried out with mother rats states the following. There were two groups of mummies. A group of a mother rat that would lick her babies, and in the other group, the mother would not lick her babies. One of the babies was changed from one group to the other. The baby was changed from the group who licked and then became a mother who didn't lick, just like the mother who raised her and not the biological mother. It shows that our behavior is linked to our genetics, but apparently even much more to our upbringing patterns, to which we are inserted. So, children who do not receive affection will not learn how to give affection. It is not a part of their past experiences. Human beings learn much more in the first 3 years of life than they will in the rest of their existence. This period is the most critical stage of brain development. The brain is twice more active than an adult brain. There are about 700 to 1,000 new connections per second. Newborns, infants, and toddlers record everything they feel, they see, and they hear. And by these observations, they begin to learn. What is it like to be human? What is it like to be me? The major characteristics from birth to 2 years old, the sensory motor stage, are knowing the world through their movements and through their sensations. Learning about world through basic actions such as sucking, grasping, looking, and listening. Learning that things continue to exist even though they cannot be seen. Learning that they are separate beings from other people and from other things. And learning that their actions can cause some reactions. When they turn 2, they enter the pre-operational stage, in which they begin to think symbolically and learn to use words and pictures to represent objects. That is why it is very important to stimulate speaking, even if we don't understand what the child is trying to say or to ask. They tend to be egocentric and struggle to see things from the perspective of others. The pre-operational stage will remain until about 7 years old. Babies are rational. They seem to have no attention, but they are attentive to everything. They have the best sense of smell of their entire life. They realize that other people look just like them, and everything is new. They love toys with boxes, cardboard, pens, and sand and water are magic. They revisit the same activity over and over and over, developing the instinct to master something. They are also great little scientists, curious to experiment, and the urge to experience all. Peekaboo, for example, is a wonderful opportunity for developing all of this experience and curiosity. As the eyes, the vision, is developing, contrasting colors are very welcome. Black and white, for example, are very bright and contrasting colors. Here, we are stressing this because when we offer books to read in our Spiritist education classes, we can choose books, we can choose images and puppets that have contrasting colors. This will stimulate their vision development, and at the same time, this will develop their sense and the content of Spiritism. Stimulate belly play on the floor and exploring the environment is a preparation for the development of muscle tone. Crawling is the preparation for walking. While we are listening to songs in our classes, we can play and we can stimulate these movements. The babies make lots of mistakes and they need our support to develop their own self-esteem. They will try until they succeed. And let's here remember our first class. The challenge is necessary, but it must not lead to frustration. So we have to offer support so they can solve their problems and achieve results by themselves as much as possible, having us with the support. They can also count on neuroplasticity, which is the ability to adapt, to change through experience. So, good experiences are the key. When facing fear, abuse, hunger, abandonment, they just give up trying and they close themselves off from the world. At the age of 9 months, pinching motion appears. Thumbs and forefinger work together to pick up small objects. This is a wonderful time to start offering toys, crafts, and games to stimulate this movement. Let's sum up. Offering Spiritist education in the womb. It means creating a safe, stable, and loving environment. Talking, dialoguing about the Spiritist doctrine, about reincarnation planning, and etc. Many other things. It is spiritually preparing the family, helping them, motivating them to talk about God. Offering Spiritist education for babies, for newborns, for infants, and for toddlers. It means creating a safe, stable, loving environment, motivating the brain potentials, encouraging curiosity, experiences, and socialization, and providing a very good atmosphere. It is talking about Jesus, about God, through songs, through storytelling, through games, movement, experiments, and experiences. In a classroom of babies, toddlers, infants, it is really important to provide materials that they can manipulate. For example, objects that they can bite. As their teeth are starting to grow, they will put things in their mouth. So it's very important that we provide these objects for them. Different kinds of balls with different textures are really nice too. They like to hold the balls, to squeeze the balls. So we are stimulating their senses, their tactile senses. Then we can also have sensory bottles. Sensory bottles are wonderful activities for them, wonderful options for them to play, because they will experiment and experience colors, and we are going to stimulate their vision as well as their touch. We can make sensory bottles in the format of animals, garden animals, for example, things that they already know and they are starting to know. Finger puppets made with felt are wonderful choices too. We can make finger puppets that we can play and sing songs with them, and we can also make puppets that are bigger for them to manipulate too. Something else that is really nice is to have a mirror, because they are starting to learn how they look and how people look. They're starting to find similarities and differences between them and the others. So they can play with mirrors. It's a wonderful thing too. Another option is a hula hoop, a sensory hula hoop. This is really funny. We can put the child inside, in the center of the hula hoop, and we can hang around the hula hoop many objects made with felt, some stripes, and anything that we can think of. And they can manipulate, they can play with that while listening to songs and to stories. Thank you so much for being here with us. Next class, we will study childhood from around 3 to 4 to 11 years old. We'll see you there.